Is this the best app for home workouts? I tested out Caroline Girvan's CGX app to see if it is worth the investment. Now I feel like I'm a little bit late to this party because it has been out for some time. However, I'm working my way through creating a little bit of a directory for the best home fitness workout apps and programs. I'm going to leave a link to the blog post where I list all of the ones that I've done so far. So if you're looking for home workout apps, then do check out the blog. Caroline Girvan built an absolutely massive following right here on YouTube, and it was around the time of the pandemic, and she got known for her pretty intense workouts, a lot of variety in those workouts, and I myself became a huge fan. Now she's now taken it a step further and she has a paid app which you can access the workouts. She no longer uploads onto YouTube, so I wanted to test it out to see if it was any good and if it's worth the investment versus sticking with the free stuff that she has already on YouTube. This video is not sponsored. I paid for this with my own money. Now Caroline's workouts are known for being not only intense but are structured mostly around strength and resistance training. She has a range of bodyweight workouts and then workouts using dumbbells specifically for at-home workouts, but she also really gets the intensity of the workouts, which is something that I've always really enjoyed, which can be difficult to do when you're working out at home with limited equipment. And it's the intensity of those workouts that I think struck a chord with a lot of people. And let's not mention that she also looks freaking insane. Her body is incredible, a great inspiration to many women, myself included. So let's get into the details of the app. There are a range of different series and programs. They can range from anything from 4 up to 10-week programs, and she traditionally works on a 5-day workout schedule, and she does do body part splits. So she's doing upper body one day, lower body the next day, looking at chest and back, biceps, triceps, squatting, lunging, hinging, and these programs are worked down into phases and work with progressive overload. So I really like the structure and the way that she builds out her individual programs. And the thing that Caroline's done very well is to keep the workouts exciting and unique. And this can be difficult. Like when we're looking at progressive overload, traditionally you will do the same movements and then you will just progressively build up or increase your weight or increase your volume. And she does a mix of both of these. And I think it really keeps the workout interesting. It keeps it engaging, but yet she is still encompassing that progressive overload that's going to help you to see your results within your workouts. I would say that a lot of her workouts are towards the more intermediate level. I do these workouts as someone who's trained my entire adult life, and man, they are hard. And she does work out with a lot of rep ranges that tend to be in the higher rep ranges. Now, when we're looking at specifically wanting to build and increase muscle, a lot of women now are really working towards is the science behind why it's important for women to strength and resistance train. And we're often told that we need to be lifting heavy with these shorter rep ranges. And whilst that can be true, I feel that if we are working out from home, it can be hard to get that level of intensity or the size of weight that is required for that, because we become limited with what we can have in and around the house. So let's just talk a little bit more about what are the ideal rep ranges when you are looking at getting the most from your workouts. Now, of course, it really does depend on what is the goal for you, but I personally find that for most women, they generally want to build a little bit of strength, maintain muscle mass, as I bang on about many a time on my channel. That is super important for midlife women, is to sustain and maintain the muscle that we had as we do start to lose it after the age of 30, and to remain fit and functional. Now, of course, that's a very blanket statement, but what does the science say that we should be doing as women to train for this? Now, traditionally we look at muscle endurance. This is to be able to do things for a longer amount of time. We're looking at working within the 12 to 20 plus rep range. Now, the science tells us that this format or rep range can build muscle, but we do have to push to failure, and this is really what Caroline is working towards in her workouts. It is a higher rep range, but she is going to push you to failure to help you to get those muscle building components. If we're looking at building muscle size, we're generally working a 6 to 12 repetition range, and then for pure strength and power, we're in that really heavy but lower repetition, so like 1 to 5 rep range, and this is going to help you to build stronger muscles but not bigger muscles. Now, of course, that 1 to 5 rep range is going to be very hard to achieve at home with the limited amount of weights that you have, which is why I believe that Caroline programs along that muscular endurance element, which is going to bring in some cardiovascular benefits to your body. And I really find that I like that style of training, because sometimes when I'm just working in those lower ranges, yes, I can feel strong, but I don't necessarily feel as fit. So I personally do enjoy working with these high rep ranges and really going towards a failure. And I actually often think that we can get way too hung up on rep ranges. What is actually most important is that you are moving your body, you are doing movement that you enjoy, because the best workout in the world is the one that you keep on doing. And the key factor is that 80% of your results is going to be coming from your nutrition and the food that you eat anyway. I think it's really clever how Caroline has incorporated this behind her programming. At least this is my interpretation of why she programs her workouts the way that she does, because we're going to that higher level, so we are getting more volume, but you're still going to really feel the burn in the muscle, even if you've got a more moderate weight available. Now, within the app, and it is very similar to the formatting that she did on her YouTube channel, so she generally doesn't talk through her workouts. Now, this is down to personal preference. There are cues and key teaching points that are important to the execution and the form of the movement, which of course is really important when you're working out from home. And now they will come up as a little box, which if you are watching on your phone can be really difficult to read. I would say for someone who is a beginner or even intermediate, then having coaching cues said verbally can be helpful. I don't get that within the app. Caroline's video, she does do an introduction at the beginning, but I sometimes find that that can be a little bit, it's just a delay. Like sometimes you just want to get into doing the workout and get it done. But there is that instruction there for those who need it, if to do that intro part. And I really like within the app that you can either skip these intros, you can skip the warm-up if you prefer to do your own warm-up. And what I really love about that app is that you can play your own music. Just being able to play your own Spotify music through it is absolutely genius, and I really, really love that feature. Equipment that is needed within the workouts, generally she uses a lot of dumbbells. There are a lot of additional pieces of equipment coming in, things like yoga blocks, wedges, resistance bands. In some of the newer programs, she's also got a barbell, but she does use items from within the home. So she's using a chair instead of a bench for some things. She's using like a futon type thing instead of a formal like gym bench. So I really like the way that she incorporates home things, and a lot of the equipment that she does use are kind of fairly low cost. Resistance bands are low cost. The main investment that if you're going to want to do this workout program is to have a range of dumbbells, because of course when you're working lower body and upper body, you're going to be using a lot different weights. But I think if you are committed to doing home workouts, then investing in a range of dumbbells is money well spent if you really want to get the results that you're looking for. Another thing about Caroline's workouts is that I love how she creates so much variety within her workouts, but still working like these similar core groups, but she adds a little bit of a twist or a change to change the dynamic or the emphasis of the movement, which I personally like as a fitness coach. Is great. Like I have used some inspiration from these moves to put into my own programs and my own classes, but I do think that if you're coming in as a beginner, some of these can be a bit more advanced. Like a Bulgarian split squat is already a pretty advanced movement, and she's then using a Bulgarian split squat that's loaded and with a toe up wedge. Now I love that move, because oh my god, did I feel the intensity of it in my glutes. I have taken it and used it with my own clients. However, when it's home workout and you've got no one spotting technique, I think that is where kind of the challenge and the balance comes in. I don't think these workouts are specifically for beginners, but if you are used to working out, you are very confident with your own technique, then I think these movements can add a lot of variety. I love that she has some twists on even body weight movements. I know some of her YouTube stuff, she's done some calisthenic stuff. Again, this is all the style of movement that I really enjoy, and I think I have my own personal biases with this, is because it's exactly the same style of training that I enjoy doing, and which are why I think I enjoyed this app so much. I think another challenge, again coming in with beginners, is that Caroline has got a really great range of motion on her movements. So when she is doing lunges, her knee is like, back knee is getting to the floor. When she is doing a deadlift, she is getting the weights down to her ankles. And I think again that can be a little bit of an issue, that if she was talking through and cueing these movements as she was going, my advice would be to check in with your own range of movement, that what feels good. The key points, especially when we're deadlifting at home, that we don't want that flexion in the lower back. We want to keep the work into the hamstrings and into the glutes. So really, when we're looking at Caroline's technique and form, although she has fantastic technique and form, she's often in a range that I would say that most like average people might struggle to get into. So that is a very small like key thing as a coach that I was looking at, or even I sometimes was working with, especially on those Bulgarian split squats, that really was a challenging move to do, not only in terms of getting the range in and having the strength to do it, but also the balance component. So it is more of an advanced move, and why I don't think that this app is specifically really targeted for beginners. She does give modifications and options if you need to scale it down, which is great, but I think if you were a beginner, I would definitely go and check out her beginner series that she has for free on YouTube before you even went in to get hold of the app. When looking at the app usage, I did find it is a little bit challenging to kind of navigate. You have to go into this like discovery section and then save the program that you are doing into your favorites. And I do find it's hard to, like, if you were going from like one program to a next, you do have to save that program into your favorites so that it's really easy to find. She now also has a desktop interface, which I actually really enjoy, because watching the workouts sometimes on your phone can really be challenging. It's quite good to have your laptop a bit of a bigger screen in front of you so that you can really see and even read those coaching cues that she's giving throughout the session. I like that there are informational blog post style articles on there giving tips on nutrition and lifestyle. I think really if we could elevate that any further, that maybe there would be an option to have those read out in audio format in almost like a podcast style, but that's her own way of wanting to deliver the information that she prefers to do it. And that is again just a small like preference of, oh, I would love to actually listen to this whilst I'm out walking the dog, rather than having to sit down and read this information. She also has a section for nutrition, so whilst there isn't a specific nutrition program, there are lots of recipes in there, and again she's got these blog posts to give suggestions and ideas about creating and navigating nutrition to support your workout program, which I think is really an essential part of any workout program, that if you are starting a workout program you need to address the nutrition part as well. And Caroline is a certified personal trainer and nutritionist. In the aspect of like community and support, there isn't a community forum. I think she does have a Facebook group, but I couldn't even find the link for that within the app. So it's not a huge component, that there isn't that level of accountability. You have to be someone who is going to be self-motivated enough to show up and turn up, open the app and get the workout done. I think it's a well-structured program that is engaging. The workouts, in my opinion, are enjoyable and challenging, and I think it's a really nice way to work through that program. And you can really see Caroline, she's enjoying these workouts, and you can see her face and her expressions. I just wish that she was just talking to me along the way, but again, that's just my own personal preference. And there's this whole debate of like, what is like the most effective workout? The most effective workout is the one that you enjoy and you want to continue on doing. And I love the challenge of these workouts. It makes me want to get up and go at it. Sometimes I do find, especially if my week is a little bit compact and I can't always fit in 5 sessions, that I would love the option to do like 2 full body sessions. But when you're doing a workout split, and if you don't complete all of the workouts within a week, you sometimes feel like you've missed a session. So if I've done an upper and then a lower body, and then my third one was an upper body, but then didn't get to fit one in for another few days, I would of course go on to the next one, being either the hip or the lower body. But I just feel like sometimes I personally enjoy to do full body workouts rather than a split workout. But again, that's my personal preference. If I've got the time, I'd like to do a split workout, but as many of us are short on it, full body can sometimes be the preference when we are short on time. This is more suitable for the intermediate advanced person who wants to work out from home. It does require some equipment, so that might be a barrier for some people. But again, if you are invested in doing home workouts, if you know that you don't want to go to a gym, you haven't got time for the gym, you've got no passion for the gym, you want to make this home workout thing work, then investing in some equipment is really going to help you to reap the rewards. And then finally, there is no built-in like meal planning. You kind of just have to go in and check out the recipes and figure it out for yourself. Again, some people like to have things kind of spoon-fed, and I get why she's done this, because we don't want to be giving like prescriptive meal plans for people within an app when there's so much differentiation that is needed and required for individual requirements. So it's great that she has some inspiration of foods, but there is no specific meal plan, which I know is something that a lot of people like, and that there's no real accountability. You're kind of just in the app and then you're left to your own devices. Again, that's going to be great for some people. It's not going to be great for beginners who need that little bit more guidance. The app is $9.99 a month. Super comparable and affordable. I think it is absolutely a phenomenal app for the price. I really love the workouts. I love everything about Caroline. And although I do think that you could get a lot of her work, if you are new to her, definitely go and explore some of her free programs on YouTube. You can go onto her website and actually get a download guide for the epic programs, which kind of walk you through. I would definitely use up those before you went into the app. However, when you've done some of those, if you want to keep getting that new structured program, and she is adding new programs in all of the time, and you can work through it with her in real time. And I think that's where the Facebook group comes into play, that there is that layer of accountability over in the Facebook group, but I never even ventured into that. In case you haven't guessed, I'm a huge fan of this app. I really enjoy Caroline's workouts. She is a real inspirational trainer, and I just love the variety that she brings and keeps things fun, keeps it exciting, and she's incredibly motivating, especially when you look at her and you're like, damn woman, you are looking phenomenal at the age of 40 years old. And to get some of her insights in the way that she trains, how she eats, is a great inspiration for many of us midlife women. This is up there with one of my favorite fitness apps, just because I really love the style of workout. We thoroughly enjoyed my experience and would definitely dip in and out of this app from time to time, so it definitely gets a thumbs up from me. I hope you enjoyed this. If it was helpful at all, then please do hit on the like button. It massively helps me out. And if you are interested in any more workout and fitness app reviews and programs, do check the link down in the description, as I'm working and creating my own catalogue and directly of what I think are some of the best, and also which are some of the ones that you might want to avoid. Let me know down in the comments if there are any that you want me to test out next, and I will see you in the next one.